Good morning, everyone. This is your host, Ace Rando, CEO of 4G Graphics and Virtual Effects Studios. Just coming on for a brief announcement. Coming on to let you know about our latest advertisement that is on the screen. Advertising virtual broadcast setup packages. And I've talked about this before. For those that saw probably the previous video, well, now I'm actually I put together proper marketing to advertise to those that are actually doing virtual broadcast or ministries online. If you're doing a virtual talk show, anything that is really geared towards a show, either on Facebook Live, on Zoom, Streamyard, OBS studios, YouTube, and the list goes on. This is something that you definitely want to take a look at. It's really going to be informative to you. This is going to help you upgrade your virtual shows to a more professional level. And so if you're interested, or if you know anyone that has a show, you definitely want to share this video, tag this on your page, share this, because this is going to be something that's really going to benefit them. This is brought to you by 4G Graphics and 4G Virtual Effects Studios, as well as Ace Signs and Displays. These are companies that's going to be able to help you be able to upgrade your virtual platforms that you're doing your broadcasts on, and to look more streamlined for like a television show, or more of a professional streaming show. With that being said, if you share your broadcast on Zoom, StreamYard, or use OBS Studio, or a couple of other different platforms, definitely this is some setup packages that will definitely benefit you. So let's go ahead and scroll down a little bit and go more in depth and detail. As you see on the screen, I have on the left a before and after photo, and it says, why show the world inside of your home? Who wants to show everyone the way where they live, how they live? You might have children. As you see, there is toys and bottles and stuff all over the house, and you don't want people to be, you want them to come into your space, but you don't want them to come into your home. You don't want them to see everything about your life in that regard. And so going from before on the left, yes, you might have a great show, you might have great topics, and you're doing it through Zoom, and all that is amazing. However, if you look on the right side and you see it's the same person, or what have you, but now there is a virtual set design used for either green screen, or we could create a portable backdrop for you that actually has the logo of the show, a nice set design in that regard. And so instead of showing the world your home, you can show the world your virtual set design. And then it will have your logos, that have your lower thirds and things of that sort, and it will just give you a more polished, professional look, make you look like you're sitting in a billion-dollar studio without actually being there. And so this is something that you can actually do to upgrade your show. Depending on what platform you're on, we can actually make that virtual background have an animation quality to it, that there is some sort of motion graphics that goes on with the logo on the screen that it shows up. Now, so there's different things that we could do to give you a better backdrop, better set design in that regard, so that your show can go from looking like a Zoom meeting at home to looking like an upgraded show. So with that being said, if that's something that you're interested in, you can get a virtual set design, and it can be used for either green screen, or we can actually print you a virtual backdrop that you can take to any place. If you're doing a show on site at an event or something like that, like a live show, and you want to have your set design set up with um, um, on the left, also very essential to your marketing for your show, you definitely need to have promotional flyers. You need to be able to advertise. So if you have special guests coming on your show, you're doing a weekly show or a daily show, you want to advertise. That is very key, very important to building your brand, building your audience. So you definitely want to consider that as an option for you. That's going to help take your show to the next level. So advertisements, flyers, things of that sort, you definitely want to promote. So we can offer that to you as well. We can offer your offer you branding individual flyers. So, say for an example, you have a 2-month show and you have different guests on every month. We can offer you a bundle deal that we just change out the photo of the guest, or what have you, and the name of the guest and the date, and your flyer stays consistent. Now, of course, if you want to do something customized per guest, we can do that as well, and we can set you up a package for that, for your flyers, that you actually can do it however you want it. So that's something you definitely want to make sure that you have a part of your virtual broadcast or TV show. Also in the middle, I have here where it says 30 to 60 second commercial. Now, this 30 to 60 second commercial is something that's going to advertise your brand. Now, if you already have a show in existence, it's always best to take clips of your show. As you can see on the screen, this is based on the Legacy Builder series, which is actually my show. And you see I have photos of guests. You see I have video clips of different episodes that the guests were on. So it actually draws your viewer in to want to watch your show, because it's always going to be constantly in circulation. You could take this same 30 to 60 second commercial, you can put it on TV show on TV networks. So you can, if you need to scale it back and actually do a radio commercial, we can actually do a radio commercial for you as well. That's just audio with music background. Also essential to that commercial is having a custom song or jingle created. Now, you might not want to go that far, but here's an example of ours. Oh, right there. So I just want to give you a brief example of how you can actually have a catchy jingle that will draw your viewers in, and it is marketed to the actual brand of the show. It is something that we can either do custom, or if you actually get permissions to use a music artist song or what have you, we can actually include that music into your intro, or your 30 to 60 second commercial. Now, keep in mind that if it is something that is if you do not have the rights to, your advertisements or your videos can be flagged by social media because you're using a song that requires permission. So you don't want to eliminate that being an issue. So you definitely either want to find a music that you can be able to get permissions to, or that does not have any security issues to, or have us to create you custom music and a custom jingle for your brand. Now, let's scroll over to the right. The last screen on the right is intro and outros for your show. It will welcome your guest. We can actually have a countdown to if you need a minute, what have you, to gather people into your broadcast or what have you. Now, I'm going to say this: if you're doing Facebook and you're doing YouTube show, you definitely want to consider doing a countdown, because you want to give people the opportunity to come into the room because they know that your show is getting ready to go live. Now, interestingly enough, on StreamYard, they have a built-in countdown about 5 minutes before your show airs, that is a reminder to your guests that your show is getting ready to go live. So you can actually eliminate the countdown altogether if you're using StreamYard. But also StreamYard has a built-in 30-second countdown as well. But why go a mediocre? We can actually do you a custom background, custom design, a countdown clock for you that has your branding, your marketing on it, that people know that your show is getting ready to come on in 30 seconds, in 1 minute, in 2 minutes, or whatever, and or 5 minutes, whatever that is going to be to your needs in that regard. And then once your intro comes up, is going to advertise your brand, what have you, show sponsors, shows the host, all of that great stuff. We can also intermix the design from your 30-second commercial in with your intro so that there is some cohesiveness to your brand. So this is really, really important. And then also with your intro, outro, you can have a voiceover added to it. So for an example, give you an example of like Wendy Williams. When it says, when the Wendy Williams show comes on, it says, live in New York City, the Wendy Williams show, and then music plays, and then there is certain things that is said in between the intro that draws you into the show. What have you. This is something that is really key to having an effective intro, outro. And then on your outro is just pretty much saying thank you for tuning in. Talks more about the show, maybe something about the sponsors. If you're interested in being a part of the show, you can go view on this website, X, Y, and Z. So this is something that it will definitely be an enhancement to your show to have an intro and an outro to your shows. So if that's something that you're interested in, we can definitely assist you there. Now let's go ahead and scroll down and show you on the bottom left. We're talking about lower thirds and backgrounds. Now lower thirds is going to maybe show your name or show your guest name, or maybe show the advertisement, the logo of your show. It might say live. You can have whatever you want on your lower third. Now the lower third, it has a couple of different options to it. Now, depending on what platform you use, will make the difference. The lower third can either be remaining design that will stay on the screen throughout the entirety of your show. However, depending on how you do your lower third, will either interrupt the if you're using Zoom or Streamyard, for an example, Streamyard and Zoom have the feature that you can put the name of your guest on the screens. As you can see there, you have me on the left, and then you have my guest, Bishop Tim Wilson McQuarrie, on the right with her name. But underneath that, because it's a dual screen, it's going to show Legacy Builder Series on the left, the date and time of our show, and then live broadcast on the right. Now, when I zoom in to the guest or what have you, that same lower third will remain on the screen, and it will cover up the guest name. You can remove that, and you can alternate your lower thirds to maybe having your logo on the top left or the top right corner, and keep your live recording on the bottom right, so that it does not interfere with the name of the guest, and you can play around with that. And so we can give you instructional tips on how to make that work for your broadcast and for your show. So these are things that you want to definitely consider. Is going to amplify your show. It is going to definitely take you from looking like you're in a Zoom meeting to actually looking like you're a part of an actual television broadcast or an actual professional live show. Also, when you are doing dual screens and you're showing you and your guests, maybe you have two guests or 10 guests or whatever, you want to have a nice background that is cohesive to your brand. Now, if you see, there is, the same concept from the marketing in the background surrounding us in the image, because it's very cohesive to the brand. And when you see that background, when you see colors and you see the concept, that you are watching the Legacy Builder series, or we know that we're watching your TV network. And so that is not the dominant. We will make it more of a faded more into the background, and it's not so dominant but that it is still essential to the brand in that regard. And so we could do your custom backgrounds, we could do your custom lower thirds in that regard. Now let's go to the middle. The middle is what we call guest announcement videos, which will intermix video clips of your guests, if they are a music artist or a recording artist or filmmaker or anything like that, and you want to include clips of what they've done, what have you. If they're a speaker or a pastor and you want to have clips of them preaching while you're announcing who they are, we can actually create that for you. If you don't want to include videos, you can do photos, and you can have an optional voiceover that actually announces your guests for you instead of you directly having to read their bio or say who they are. You can actually have that done through us, and depending on how lengthy your show is or how long your show is, we can establish a package for you that we set up your guests to have, a standardized announcement, and we just interchange it out, or what have you, the photo, the name of the person. Of course, we will have to redo the voiceover and change out whatever graphics that is advertising that particular guest coming onto your show. So that's something that you definitely want to consider. That's going to definitely take your show to the next level. And lastly, and certainly not least, on the right side, we have here what we call broadcast training, how to work your Zoom, StreamYard, OBS platforms, or any other platforms is going to help take your show to the next level. How you can get the best use and function out of these different platforms. And you're paying $50 a month, or you're paying, $30 a month or $25 a month for the service, and you're only using it to, bring up your guests, and you're just showing your show. There are so many different features and things that you can utilize on these different platforms that is going to help make your show look more professional in that regard. And so there are so many different things, but in these different features, there is restrictions. And working with a company like us, because if we're going to do your intro outros for you, your commercials, your guest announcements, we already know the restrictions. So we're going to tailor it to the parameters of what those platforms are. Like, for an example, I give you a prime example. When I do my lives on StreamYard, I use StreamYard. When I do my lives and I have my intro, outro videos and my guest announcement videos, some people use Zoom as an example, and they'll show their videos using screen share. But here's the thing about doing screen share. Screen share is only going to play the audio through your speakers, and then that speaker, and then the audio through your speakers is going to feed through your microphone. And when you do it that way, the audio quality of your video is going to be very poor. You're going to have to turn it up very loud, or turn it up at a medium high volume so that it can be heard, but it's still going to be slightly distorted. But if you actually upload your video into the actual platform, the audio quality is going to be exactly the way it's supposed to be, and it's going to play directly through the platform without it playing through your speakers and then going through your microphone. So these are things that's important. Also, they have certain length requirements. The video can't be over a certain amount of minutes long, or it can't be over a certain amount of megabytes or gigabytes in size. And these are important. So when you are actually creating these videos, you don't want to have this great professional video created and then you go to try to upload it and then it says, no, you can't upload it, it's too big. Well, there's ways around that. There is multiple ways around that we can train you on. There's ways around having a lengthier video. Maybe you have a video that you're showing that's 20 minutes long that's a part of your broadcast and you want to share it. Or let's say, for an example, I was actually on a TV show on Dominion TV on yesterday. And I actually had a link to their live feed, and I was able to play it with audio intact to play here on StreamYard. And there is ways around that. And so there, I call it rigging or using duct tape or what have you. Well, you can call it whatever you want, but it's about, using the effectiveness of what can be done on these platforms. Sometimes it's not going to be advertised that you could do it this way, but through some finagling and figuring some things out, and because we deal with this type of thing on a professional basis, this is going to, we're able to share knowledge in that regard. So you can actually pay for training sessions to help you walk through to get the maximum use out of your StreamYard, out of your Zoom meetings in that regard, to take it to the next level. One of the things that I will tell you, I see great content out there. I see very good shows that are out there, but the thing that makes it more downgrade to me is when I see a big Zoom logo right there on the screen, or when I don't see the professionalism of the marketing, or I don't see that you're not taking advantage of the platform that you have and amplify it to the next level. Now, I will tell you this. Yes, it is an investment. It is an investment because you are paying for a company like us to upgrade your marketing and your branding to take it to the next level, so that you can be able to have a nice virtual set design and have these intro outros in that regard. And now some of these things you're only going to need created once you do your 30-60 second commercial. You're not going to have that done on an annual basis. Well, usually you do your intro outros, you're not going to have that done regularly. Your lower thirds and your backgrounds is at your discretion or what have you. But if you're doing a consistency with your show, you won't need to have that done as frequently. And after you get the broadcast training done, you won't need to come back to do that unless you want to do a refresher course, so that it reminds you of some things that you might not remember in that regard. So that is definitely something, some things that you're not going to pay for on a consistent basis. But the things that you will probably pay for on a consistent basis is your guest announcement videos, if you decide to go that route, and your promotional flyers. Those are two things that you probably will have done, that you will do an investment in, that's going to amplify your broadcast and take it to the next level. Now, the reason why I call this virtual broadcast setup packages is because you pick and choose what's going to work best for you. Maybe you don't need announcement videos because you're not having different guests to come on your shows, or maybe your show is not to the level that you feel that you need to go that route, and you'll just announce your guests yourself. That's not a problem. These are not requirement things. However, these are essential things that we believe is going to take your show to another level. And so, flyers is definitely something that you definitely want to incorporate into your show, especially if you're going to have different guests on, because your guest has the ability to advertise on their platforms. That's going to bring their audience to your show. And then their audience is going to share, and then it's going to share, and that's what's going to bring the increase of audience to your show. And so we're going to, this is just going to help you take your show to the next level in that regard. So if you're interested in the services, definitely give us a call at 773-426-7636. Again, 773-426-7636, or email us at ace@4ggrafx.com. So you see the contact information is there below. We are here to be able to answer your questions and help you take your broadcast to the next level. Now, knowledge is power. However, knowledge is not always free. And so that's why we have the broadcast training, because we're literally going to sit down with you and show you step by step on how to use the tool that's going to help you take it to the next level. Now, we're not going to do a training on how to design your backdrops or how to design your lower thirds and things of that sort. That's not what the broadcast training is about. That we provide those other services for you, but the broadcast training is really going to show you on how to utilize the tool or the platform that you're using, Zoom, Streamyard, OBS, or any other platform in that regard. And so again, if you're interested, give us a call, 773-426-7636, or email us at ace@4ggrafx.com. Also, you know what? Let me also add this as well. If you need us to give you best suggestions on how to take your show to the next level and you already have a show, email us the link to your show. Email us a link to your show. Tell us what it is that you're looking to do. And if you don't know what to do, you can email it to us, and we can also give you a quote based on items that we believe that will help take your show to the next level. Now, by far, this is not all the things that you can actually have done. There is multiple things that you can actually have done that's going to take your show to the next level. But these are the general basic ones, the basic 7s that's going to help take you to the next level. Again, virtual set design, promotional flyers, 30-second commercial, intro, outro video to your broadcast, lower thirds and backgrounds, guest announcement videos, and also broadcast training that's going to amplify your broadcast. So thank you guys for coming on again, for being a part of this advertisement. Again, if you want to help take your broadcast to the next level, or if you know someone that is on the rise in their show and they have a great show, but they just need assistance to make it look more professional, we can help them take it to the next level. We can definitely give them a package deal that's going to help amplify their shows in that regard. So again, share this with people you know that are doing shows. Tag this on your page. Inbox this to people that you know that are doing lives. It doesn't matter if they are selling a product, if they have a talk show, if they have a ministry. It does not matter. This is essential to those, especially those that are doing an example. I see a lot of people on there selling products like jewelry and clothing, or what is that, paparazzi jewelry and things of that sort. If you want to amplify yourself and take it to the next level, I know they give you different retractable banners and stuff like that, and all that is great. However, when you want to make it look more professional and amplify this and take it to the next level, this is definitely the package for you. Thank you guys for tuning in, and please share this video with your followers, and let's take this virtual broadcast thing to the next level. You guys have a great rest of your morning.